So
Okay.
like for me with like you guys, a lot of you guys saw me do Lee's leg, right? So with Lee's leg, I entered it in a competition with John Nelson judging it, two other very reputable artists judging it, both
I
sponsored by
love John.
her and Alec. Dude, he's fucking awesome. We actually spoke about you when we were like sitting down. It was kind of ironic.
That's
And
awesome, man.
I walked up to him because I didn't trophy in anything. And I walked up and I was like, all right, what can I do better? Right? I'm not upset I lost. Thank you for judging. What can I do better? And he was like, honestly, because it's an unfinished piece. So all the judges said yours by far took the show. However, we just can't give a trophy to an unfinished piece. I
No, it
said,
makes sense.
yeah, I was like, I'm not even mad at that. So essentially, if it was finished, they're like, yours was our favorite, no question. So running the
Uh,
rule of thirds against all the other people, because they were good black and gray, but they were too grayed out.
yeah,
So
dude, that's the
high
biggest
detail,
man.
I'll put a photo in the critiques too, so you can look at it, Dan, and you could check it out.
Yeah, 100%, man. So look, this is what I would say about this piece. More negatives. Is this a cover up?
No, my dad
Okay.
just likes dark stuff.
No, it's okay. So he's allowed to like dark stuff, but you're not allowed to give it to him.
All right.
Um, so I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just
No,
saying
no, you're
like
good.
you do what you know is right? And you
Fucking
know,
great.
you can
Yeah.
hear me out, hear me out. The imagery can be dark, but the contrast still got to be light.
Yeah.
So more contrast in here, much less shading in some of these spots, like um are these white highlights right here?
Yes.
No more white highlights because they're going to end up being in one summer. Those are going to be darker than his skin is. You could have just left the skin.
Yeah, they already are.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no white highlights here, just less work for you. Um,
This is eventually going to be a whole sleeve, and the concept is from like death to heaven.
okay, fair enough. That's fine. Just use bigger areas of smooth like black and gray and less detail in like your light grays. Like again,
Okay.
what you just did for your image that you sent to the chat, do
Hmm.
that for every single design that you have. Like you should seriously be losing or you should be losing a third of your piece to negatives.
Okay.
And don't look at the negatives when you're doing your tattoo and be like, oh, you know what? But I'm gonna tap a little bit here and a little here. Don't do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just hold yourself back from doing it.
Yo,
Um,
Brooklyn.
also,
Sorry.
if you I see like some movement up here, like on this curve. Um, I'm not super sure like how the cloak lays on here, which again, it's fine. But
I
I would
had
just
issues with the cloak.
is this cloak already on the skull or you put it on there?
I put that one on there, and I wish I would. It was supposed to be like a cloak mixed with like rotting hair. And then on the like this bottom left side, I plan on putting some smoke through there while I transition to the next piece. That was my
Okay, well,
goal.
I just feel like the hair runs into the cloak a little bit, so make sure if you're gonna do that, get some like real nice contrast in the hair
Yeah.
because it can turn out the same tone as the cloak and then kind of get lost in there.
Yeah, I feel like it got messy.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to tell you what you could do. Like, you don't need to continue all these strokes down all the way to the chin almost. Like, you can stop them short. You can leave a bunch of
Okay,
this,
cool.
more negative in here. Um, like, line out the edge of every one of your teeth. I see underneath of the shading that there could have been lines, but it seems like to be like a little too much shading on the teeth.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like, one of your biggest things, to be honest, without me just critiquing the whole piece, is just your reference. Like if you get great reference and you have your thirds rule, you won't have a problem with someone telling you, "Oh, this gets lost here, this gets lost there," in
Okay.
translation, because the computer will do the work for you. Um, so you don't have to get lost in trying creating all this stuff yourself. Use more like AI, like skeleton, with a hood on, black and white, 4K, realistic,
Okay.
and like just keep playing with that and it'll shoot you out some pretty dope shit.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bro, you killed it with this shit. Steve, this thing?
That
I
is
knew you were gonna like
beautiful.
that one.
Yeah, bro, you showed this to me at the fucking shop. This thing is hard. I love it.
I knew you were gonna like that one. I heightened the contrast crazy on that. He
Yeah,
wanted
dude,
one
and that's
day.
what I'm talking about. I love this, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, this looks fucking great. Like
Appreciate
great,
it.
because I already know your extra lights are gonna heal close to -2, so there's a lot of potential negative in there, which is dope.
Oh yeah.
And this and what
So
the
sweet.
piece that you didn't place, you wanted to finish was your girls.
This. Yep. So this is fresh. And I'll once she
That
gets back
one's
to the
sick.
house,
So
I'll
I
send
saw this
you
healed,
fresh.
but
Yeah.
without
So the
the,
heel.
I think maybe without one section to it.
Maybe?
I definitely saw these two bullets right here healed.
Yeah. So that's the piece they fucking loved. They're like, this would have won, no question. But it's just not
Mm.
done. So that's just kind of how that went. So I'm gonna
Oh,
finish
good.
I'm redesigning the top half of that completely because I got some really good input by the dude running the show, and
Yes.
he changed my view on it crazy. So it's gonna come out way more wild than I expected.
Nice.
That's gonna be
Oh
exciting.
yeah.
Hey, we love to see Steven be a student at heart, bro. We love it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I just sent that in there.
Yep.
I just had a question about it.
Sure.
So in the reference, there was barely any fucking shading in the girl's face. And I didn't finish the girl's face because I wanted to wait and go back to it. I didn't want to just, rush the girl's face and just fucking leave it like and just shade out the whole thing. So I want to know like what you think I should do about that face. You think I should just drag up the from like her chin line all the way up, or you think I should just leave it like that? Because in the reference, that's literally exactly how it looks, and all that red line like in her face, that's just water that I just like really 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 light.
What, this one?
Yeah, like it just he was really irritated towards the end of it, but I just put that in because I didn't want to put the card line on the girl's face because it's supposed to be like the card kind of morphing into her face, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
essentially. So I just kind of put that there just so when he does come back, I kind of have it and I could look at it like side by side next to like when he's exactly in front of me. But I just want to know like what you think I should do about that face, or you think I should just leave it negative?
Well, like this part of the face or down here.
Down there.
Yeah,
So
like
if this,
down there, like
I see like the lips here, and like this being the card, but also could be like the line to her cheek. I definitely would shade some in the cheek so you can get like some sort of jawline.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that like a lot of these are kind of like thick black without like kind of fade offs or fade ins. You just want to make sure that like you're brushing off stuff so that, for example, this crack isn't like so thick. Like, I don't know. Actually, it can be quickly fixed, right? Like, what size liner are you using?
I was using a 3 and a 5, and then I
All
had
right.
a 7 shader on my setup as well.
Okay, so this I feel like is a 7 shader right here.
Yeah, a
All
lot of
right,
the
and then
thicker
like
ones are 7s.
and then this is a 7 shader up the side.
Yeah.
Like that's honestly, dude, if I'm being real, that's just stuff I would avoid using because like none of this stuff really has lines in it other than the cracks and maybe the tops and middle of the teeth.
Okay.
Everything else should just be like a gray line or a mid line, and then you're shading up against it to make the line disappear. And that's another thing I'm sure Steven would tell you too. Like all these lines in the teeth, like you want to try and make them disappear. And if they're not disappeared on the image that you have referenced, you at least want to get them so that they look like a brush line and not an intentional line.
Okay.
What speed are you running your machine at again, you said?
I used the 4.2 and then I used it on 7.
2 at 7. Okay, yeah. Drop your 7 down to what we talked about, like 6,
5.8.
5, 8. Yep, and then you'll get a lot more play. And then, dude, honestly, man, and again, I'm always open with you guys. The fundamentals are everything, bro, because a lot of you guys have much more potential with a machine in your hand than you do with a computer in front of your face. And like when that part changes and the focus goes more into designing and making sure the piece has longevity in it before it even is on skin, like your application of it will be so much easier because a lot of you guys are designing stuff and it either doesn't have the tones in the design that you need it to be. So you're thinking, oh, should I lighten this part? Should I darken this part? Whatever. Like you need to make it that already in your design. Same thing with lines. Like if you see a line, do a line. If you don't see a line, then you need to do the line that you don't see one step lighter than the tone that you're going to shade up against it. Because if you push a line at 60 and you run 60 up against the line, you're not going to make the 60 line disappear. You got to use a 40 line and run a 60 up against it to
60
make it
next to
disappear.
it.
So a lot of that stuff it really comes with the design, dude, and like getting good references. Like for example, where did you get that reference from, bro?
So the kid sent it to me, and I wanted to change it. I wanted to change the girl, but he was like, "No, this is what I want." Blah 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 blah. And
Can
you
you
know,
send the
Send the
reference?
reference, yeah.
Yeah, send the reference to the John, then I'll really be able to tell you. And I don't know
I sent
when
it.
I stopped doing this. If you guys like doing like transition lines in your pieces, that's fine. But you really got to make sure it flows with the body. Um, that's kind of why I stopped doing transition lines. I know where the curvature of the body's supposed to be, but they never just ended up coming out clean enough for me or like exactly like I wanted because I think I'm such a sharp like tattooer that all that like faded stuff in the back or like directional like smoke to attach to pieces, it never really like pertain and it never really caught my eye like that. Like, but I see people do it really, really well. But I say if you can't do it well, maybe try and just butt your pieces up against each other very cleanly and in a a thought out way rather than try and like cut it with a negative line or two negative lines in a direction. Like, bro, the one piece that you had at the top though with the design, shit. Oh damn, I missed this design. That's my
Yeah, I
fault.
didn't
I'll
see
go
that.
back
Just
to
want to check that out.
it. This shit is tough. And I see that there's some directional lines in there. But you'd be surprised, bro. You got to put all those extra light grays in those lines right there and them little hair strands and you got to put them through that one too, and sometimes that can be hard to apply to a tattoo and you guys will just leave these negative, and if you just leave those negative it's honestly not going to look great.
It's way too harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh and the negatives are great to go through like the calf and flow like that, but it's not easy to apply that, all the time. So I found that being an issue for me. So I just started saying, fuck it, like I'm just gonna have more contrast in my pieces and lay it out in a way that it's readable rather than like breaking it apart with negative pieces. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, this is cool, bro. I would do less faces. Like all that stuff looks cool, but it's kind of like too symmetrical for me.
Okay.
Like a triangulation of faces. Like for example, let's say you did the bottom guy all the way to the left of the back, like not centered, but in between the
Okay.
the ribs and the center. Let's say you extended a big ass scene of like that middle ninja with the pagoda or the chick with the pagoda. Let's say you extended that from above the warrior's head and took up the whole top left quarter of the back
Okay.
and then blow the right face up so it comes up all the way to the top of the shoulder and then do like a moon thing at the top of his neck where you have it, maybe raise it up a little bit, but like I would
Mm.
take two or three elements out of this piece.
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted so much. I was like, dang.
Yeah, and again,
He's
this
got
is
a
just
big
like your
back to
client
do it, but
management
yeah.
stuff where you're like telling clients, hey, listen, you got a great idea, you got a great theme, I'm down to do it, but I just don't want to squeeze 10 pounds in a 5 pound bag, and I just hope you can trust me, with that I want to convey your idea as well as we can, but some of the stuff has to be, a mix and match of me and you because this is what I do and this is what you want.
Okay.
Type shit.
But no, it's not a bad design. But I would take, like, for example, I would take this out because all them tattoos on the arm, you'd be surprised, bro. It looks big because this guy got a big back, but when you're doing it, this arm's going to be 2.5 inches wide
Yeah.
still. So like take that out, extend this scene right here, like big as shit, like all over, like the top quarter of this back here. Take this dude right here, move him over like a little bit so you start to lose these mountains like around the ribs, and take this part out right here.
Okay.
And then just move this guy over so he's not, so straight. And then honestly, you have room to blow this up big as hell because you're moving this hair and shit over probably 5 inches. So blow this part up and then blow this face up and take out this thing right here. Cool idea with the UFO and shit, but if you're gonna make that part of it, make that a pretty substantial part of it. Like change one of these scenes out with like a UFO abducting someone. Make it big enough to where it's like really part of the piece, or just take it out and blow this face up right here. Stretch
Okay.
it all the way to the top shoulder.
Now,
You guys would
correct
be
me if I'm
surprised how
wrong.
much.
Go ahead, my fault, my fault.
No, you're good. You guys would be surprised how much like things will look so much cooler at a larger scale when you have less imagery.
Mm.
Like it really doesn't take up much to it doesn't take much to fill a whole back. Like if you design, for example, if you design a quarter sleeve for the top of someone's arm and you just slightly maneuver those things, it could be a whole back piece. And that's probably 2 things, 3 things maximum.
Type.
So I would pick like 2, 3, maybe 4 things for a back.
Okay, cool.
Like if you want some good reference, bro, look at Shine's back piece that he did with his girl. The one with
Yeah.
the space,
Yeah.
the one with the space theme.
That
Yeah.
shit's hard.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
they took like 4 images and blew them up big as hell, and that thing is epic.
Yeah, I think at first he had like 5 warriors. I'm like, bro, at least we just drop it to 3.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Tell them now you're down to put a bunch of warrior stuff in there, but we don't need 5 of big ones. We can just use 2 big ones and 2 scenes.
Mm.
I don't know how I missed that one.
That's the one I did, Dan, that with your kind of like techniques with like the saturating, using like the lines to it. So this one took me about 10.5 hours for the full thing.
I mean, dude, this looks much better. I mean, you could brush these lines a little bit more to make them disappear, or maybe, do this line a little bit less light coming up the neck. I definitely don't mind like the hard line on the beak, but you got to kind of fade off that line of the top of the beak going upwards so that you take away that line.
Super
I guess
saturated.
I guess I hardlined it because the wings in the back are fuzzy, so I wanted to insinuate the depth of them going to the back, and then the beak being like the most prominent part
Dude,
of
I think your
face.
choice is great. I
Okay.
think that I have no
Okay.
qualms with at all. It's just making these lines disappear
Okay.
with actually more black. So you're gonna get more
Okay.
contrast.
Okay. Yeah, because the
Um,
beak is lined in 80. All the wing there just saturated 40 and 60 and 20, bro. And
your
then
saturation looks great, man. Like
Yeah,
the
that's pretty tough.
smoothness is awesome, dude. There's no
okay,
peppering there. Like the only peppering I see is like that right
towards the
there. But
top.
like,
Yeah. Okay.
but again, dude, that's like
I would
you're
have feathered that
you're
out
8 hours in at that point. Like,
with the
uh,
top two, where it's the background. I would have taken a lighter tone and faded that out a little bit more, so it's a little bit smoother.
I
That
agree.
you step back, it's just very harsh. Everything else is like I like the body on the bottom too, and the different tones you use to really get that stretching effect on the bottom. That shit's hard. Like that, I like a lot. But
Yeah.
up top, it almost up top where it's kind of like blocky with that shading, I would have just faded that out a little bit smoother with a lighter tone and just fucking that's literally the only fucking thing I'm looking at.
Yeah, or for real, like to be honest, the only other
Just
thing
find
I could think of is I don't really know how to explain it right now. I guess I do, but like if you're gonna have this tone in the wing right here, figure out a way to use a different tone than this in the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it looks kind of a part of the same piece, but it's not.
It looks
Okay.
kind of
Like it
flat.
should, yeah, like this is the end of your piece, this line for this wing that goes up and wraps behind the head.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the end of the phoenix, right? So like there has to be some sort of different tone than these on the outside to make those two separate.
Like
Okay.
in theory, with the background, they can't be the same tone, right? Because if you're having that wing pop out closer than that background is, the background's got to be lighter or darker than what you used on that wing.
Okay.
The same tone, they look at like they're the same distance.
What are we doing?
Okay. I get
Saying?
I get you. That makes sense. So maybe instead of 60 right there were like the wings, and maybe just 40, and then because behind the Phoenix is 60, bro. That's 60 with 40, and then like a little bit of 20.
Yeah.
Okay, if anything, then I would drop the tones in the wing
Okay.
and do the darker part in the background.
Okay.
Because the wing is technically white, right? So if you had
Yeah.
even done your darkest tone a 40 and then your lighter tone a 20 and then your extra light a 20 dipped in water, then you could use a 60 in the background and none of those tones would match at all, which
Okay.
is good.
That makes sense.
I would have lightened that whole side up.
Yeah, it's all good. And even like doing a background here, you don't need to do that. Because
Yeah.
this piece looks like a mixture of like realism mixed with like, the geometrical style stuff. And a lot of times, dude, these guys will just put a line on the edge of their design
Mhm.
and that's it. Like they're only doing like extra light backgrounds, but really their piece is pretty like stamped on there with this kind of style. So, and I can see you meshing the two, but I just think it gets a little bit like, I don't want to say muddy because you have a lot of contrast here in the head, but in this like bottom section and like over here, it just gets a little too like singularly toned looking. Or you could have had a lot more contrast in this body or like on the front of these legs to really like bring out that bottom piece as much as you brought out the top of it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because like right there where the legs are at, that's just 20 saturated.
Okay, I
Like,
mean, again, dude, you could send me this piece healed and I'll be like, oh shit, like it looks totally different.
okay.
So if you
Yeah.
do
Okay.
get a healed piece of it, let me see, because I'm not always right, and I've done tones that are like a little uncomfortable for me to look at too, and then when they come back, it looks much better. So yeah, send over a healed picture whenever you get one, and I'll obviously take a look at it again.
Okay, cool. I also added the reference of the Phoenix to show you that I kind of I stenciled it the way it looked, but I didn't do a lot of the tattoo just for the sake of what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do during like the session.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I see it up top. You like got some continuation probably going.
Oh yeah.
All right, let me see.
I do like that piece a lot. I
Oh, this is looking cool.
had some fun with that little fucking thing. That was actually the giveaway winner for one of my first giveaways.
For real?
Oh yeah. He was like, I want this. I'm like, seriously?
This
But I had fun with it. I had a lot of fun.
is dope.
But I sent this as an example for like detail with the tone.
Yes. Yeah, this is not easy, bro. That is a little ass turtle right there, and you got the little X on the thing,
Type shit.
the little. Yeah, dude, I like this kind of stuff, man. I wish people got that though, like the size of their back.
You know
Then
what I mean?
now we'd be talking.
Yeah.
Um, yo, how do I send a piece to this chat?
Go to the plus sign in the bottom left. Yup.
I'll just send this Wiz Khalifa over to y'all that I just did today.
Yeah, I want to see this shit.
Oh, it's too powerful.
It's a video. That's why.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just send a few pictures. Um,
Hey Steven, check this out, bro. This is my boss's work, bro. This is what I mean when he does high saturation, bro. This is what I mean.
Sending in group or you should here. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
I don't know if you can see this, bro, but there's like so much light on it, bro. But you can't see it.
Yeah, there we go. Let me see.
Yeah, it's too much light, bro. It's so hard to see, bro. But
Right there.
which one are we looking at?
Hell yeah. His screen. Here, take a couple photos of it and send it in the chat, Darius.
yeah, I got you, bro.
Hell yeah.
So, RJ, this looks nice, man.
That was with all through onliner.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. If that's your choice, that's fine. You could definitely again, guys. I keep saying this in your work, and I promise you when you do it, and I'm not saying you haven't because I've only told you one time, but when you hike your contrast up more, like bro, you could have nothing in there at all. You don't even need no extra
Okay.
light. You don't need nothing right here. You don't need nothing right here. You don't need nothing in there. And I see like there's some white highlights. You don't need those. I would be careful with the 3 if you catch, again, this is just a critique. Like, I would be careful with a 3 if you catch your lines like this. I'd really start to try and get a better stretch if you can. If you're not getting a full stretch, this area is pretty tough sometimes. Or hang your needle out more, because hanging your needle out more will give you more visibility. Sometimes when your needle's pulled back too far and it starts puddling, you can't really see where you're at. So you'll pull a line, then you'll try and go pull it again, and it's not even lined up, or it'll be kind of off to the side or whatever it is. Because like a lot of these lines, because they're not super intentional, which is fine for this style. Like if you just want to line out your flower in a light with this style, line it out, but don't sketch it out. Like definitely pull like clean lines for every petal, and then you can just exaggerate it as a stylistic tattoo. It doesn't have to be super realistic. No, you're good. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Let's go pick it up. Can I share it with you? You're gonna finish. Yeah, let me do the tropical ceviche, the watermelon one. Yeah. All right, guys. So
Take like, how much time you got, Dan?
like 10-15 minutes.
Do like 1 or 2 more of the critiques. Well, do like 1 more critique, and then we'll see if they have any questions. And
All
we'll
right,
close.
that's fine.
Actually, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, this thing is dope, and there's a lot of contrast in here. The only thing I would say to this design, actually, it's got enough whites in it. It looks like I would turn your grays down a little bit,
Yeah.
just so all that bottom, like all this bottom right here, isn't so black. I love a lot of black, and that's cool. It's almost the right amount of black. I would just say pull it back a little bit.
Damn, my phone died. My bad.
No, you're good. And this stencil is good, man, for this piece.
Keep that graffiti on the side. Make that shit white.
Yes, this right here.
That shit white.
Yeah, make that shit white.
Because that shit was
Maybe fade it
crazy.
out a little bit from this edge, but
Yeah,
make it.
I didn't finish it. I never finished it, but I sent the tattoo that I did. If you swipe, yeah, right there.
This
To
one,
the-
yeah, for sure.
Nah. Yeah, I sent that
After we have
too,
that
but
reference, though.
yeah, that's the actual tattoo that I did. It's right next to it.
Right on the bottom, right there, bottom left.
This,
Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't finish it yet, but that's what it's looking like right now.
but yeah, bro, all you got to do is make your lines less, like, less
Liney.
harsh,
Lighter tone.
right?
Less
Like start,
liney.
yeah, start brushing your lines in more when you can see them to the naked eye. If you don't,
Okay.
if you're not going to see them to the naked eye, and you're going to end up putting black against it or a darker tone than the line to make it disappear, you don't have to worry about brushing it. But if you can see it and there's nothing around it, just make sure it looks like painterly.
So
Okay.
you know
Like
what he
on these
means by
cracks, just
brushing the
fade them
line?
out, like fade the cracks out to like a 40 and then a 20. Like start it at black, but like be intentional with like the fact that it's gonna fade out and not be so harsh.
Okay.
Um and again, like I would always tell people too, like you can see the line there, right? So just try and make that disappear, because the minute you make it disappear, the more realistic it'll get all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's like my biggest thing. Like I feel like I use too much outline, and like I'm like trying to figure out, how to tone it down without it being so hard.
All right, well here's the fix, man. Do all your outlines, but do them with a 20.
Do
Yep.
it really, really light.
Yeah, do it really light, because then
Like
you
a
can
blood
erase,
line.
then you can wipe off your piece, without having to wipe away your line work, and it's already there ghosted in for you. And if you need to put black up against it, if you're using the speed correctly and you want to put a black line over the 20 that you did, put a black line over it real quick if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
But like get all
Gotcha.
your stuff in there in a 20. That way it'll look realistic, because every line's going to disappear to a 20 basically. Pretty much. I mean,
Gotcha.
So
Um,
also with the concept of lines, Dan, so we differ on this a little bit, right? So the way I do my realism, there's no lines in realism, right? So I feel like we agree on the concept of no lines in realism. You just make your lines disappear. So end result, there's no lines.
yes, 100%. We're on the
Visualize
same
line.
page. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. So 100%. But yeah, dude, do you know what he means by feathering the lines in? Do y'all understand fully what that means? Like specifically Angelo, you know what he means?
Yeah, like basically just like brush them in. Don't go so harsh on like the line. Kind of pendulum it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
use it like
Pendulum.
an
Yeah,
ag,
That's
bro.
pendulum.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I honestly the
But
piece that Steven did. Well, my bad. Go ahead. You're good.
my fault. So when you use a mag, you layer, right?
Yeah.
Cool. If you use a liner and you're brushing shit in, do the same thing. Don't think just because you're using a liner you're gonna hit that tone first shot. Like actually fucking layer that fucker in because it's gonna be soft. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
All right, I want to clarify that for everybody because I feel like that could go wrong actually using that technique if you don't know exactly what we're talking about.
Sounds good.
yeah. This is one I did earlier today.
Yeah, shit's hard. Yo, the hair
Yeah,
is
that's what's hearted, bro. That's insane.
hair is fucking wild, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me scoot over. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I got to do one of these, bro.
And then that's the healed bud with the smoke.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Damn, I can't send any video.
Yeah, it's too large of a file. It's annoying.
Unbelievable, dude.
Post
What
that
else
shit
do
on
you
your
plan on
story.
adding to it?
What's up?
What else do you plan on adding to it?
Oh man, dude, we got the whole half sleeve or actually 3/4 leg sleeve mapped out already. There's like a grinder with like papers with bud in it, and we
That's
got
fire.
there's a big sticker on his knee that says roll up, and then on the inside there's a hand lighting the front of a bong. Um, there's like big ass like lips with smoke coming out of them, like she's blowing out smoke. We got two like or three realistic smoke rings, like somebody was blowing the O's, but they go from bigger to smaller on the back of his thigh to like break up some other pieces that I have. But yeah, it's like an all weed theme.
That shit's hard, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I want to see how you did like that whole design layout for it, you know?
Yeah, no problem, man. That's what I want to go over kind of next course. That's why I want you guys to send me designs next time because I want to show you how I'd go about doing that, and I can't wait for the seminar too because then
That
I'll really bring a client there and like design with you in front of you, so you see like how I take the measurements, how I apply the measurements to my Photoshop document, and then when I print it out, it's already two size. When it's two size, I trace the line around the whole image on their leg. That way I can see what space I have on the other side of it left. I'll show you guys all this. But I make sure nothing touches each other. It'll overlap each other or underlap each other, but I know what order it is I have to tattoo it in, whether it's in the foreground or the background. So one more critique. Ian, you here or you just messaging?
messaging, but he let me actually see. Hold on. I'll tell you if he's here right now.
All right.
Yeah, he's here. He's here. He's just messaging.
Okay, cool. So more blacks, less grays.
Black.
And then just again, more intentional, man. If you're gonna do smoke around something, get a real reference of smoke. If you have the reference on Photoshop or on Procreate, you just gotta differentiate the tones better. Like, if this is a 60, make sure that you're applying 60. I know the neck is a little bit scary. And if you're early on in tattooing, man, I really wouldn't mess with necks. And that's just a harsh
Bro.
statement, but it's true, man. Like even me, I've been tattooing 20 years. I've probably done 15 necks in my whole career. And they're not fun to do. They're never fun to do. I don't care how good you are. That
They're
skin is
frustrating.
unforgivable. And if you're somebody who is still learning how to like apply tones with like good saturation and you're afraid to beat up the skin, I wouldn't even touch the neck skin. Again, if they wanted it, that's your boy, that's your client, cool. I can't say anything about it now, but in general, I would just as far as like just dropping the ego and being like, yo, dog, that would be a sick piece if I did it on your neck, or they're like, yo, I really want my neck done. I would just say, look, bro, I'm not there yet. I would love to be able to do it sometime, but let's put this piece somewhere else. And I'm not even saying that for this particular tat. I'm saying really anything if you're early in tattooing. I would stay away from really difficult areas. You really want to get like your fundamentals down in pretty easy spaces and see that your work is coming back really smooth and healed well with no scabs and scars, because as soon as you take that to a neck, it gets pretty serious.
Did he, Ian, if you're still here, did he already have sacrifice there, or is that you?
I feel like it's him. It's him because the letters are raised and the blue
Look,
is
yeah,
crying
it's
off the
fresh.
I
I just
too.
want to make sure. So it looks like you centered the S and the A, but then it looks like you lined up all the rest of the letters on the back side. So it looks
Oh,
like
I
you lined
got
up,
you. It was like
you
right
know what I'm
side
saying?
aligned.
Yes, it looks like it's right side aligned from essentially the C down.
Hmm.
Just remember to center that with the center of the letter, not one side or the other. Also, can you guys hear the whisking in the background?
No.
Fire, good. Send it. I always make sure. Dude, Kyle will be like barking and they won't hear it, which is awesome.
What are
If
you fucking whipping up French toast or something?
she's dead ass about to make homemade ice cream.
Oh,
She's
that's
never
cool.
done this and it's about to be phenomenal. She made bagels yesterday from scratch.
Damn.
That's
She's going to town, bro. We just got home. She's like, I need to cook. I'm like, all right, fucking please.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
see y'all next week.
Dead ass, yo. The one thing I would say with this though, Ian, there's really no separation from the face. Like the jaw and the neck are like one. If you did one thing negating the grays, define that jaw crazy. That's the one thing that's like throwing me off a lot. On top of that, just be intentional with your tones. That's really the main thing because you have the outline on the right side of the face where the lips are for the jaw, but on the other side, it's like you either decided not to do it or you just kind of like forgot. And that is throwing my eye off a little bit. So that's like the biggest thing I would say to change.
Yeah, and honestly, man, taking pieces with less difficulty, like early on, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's where you really get into your bread and butter. Like if you're gonna sit at home and do anything, sit at home and like draw a bunch of straight lines on Procreate, print them out and stencil them on a piece of fake skin, and then print a bunch of empty rectangles out on Procreate and get smooth blends from one side to another, from black to extra light. When you can do that, you can pretty much open up yourself to a lot of projects. But until then, man, I would just stick to fundamentals, man. Like, and not saying like stop tattooing, like keep doing your thing, but in general, just make sure you have some of these things like really down before you go on such a spot like a neck.
Yo, Ian, is this stipple as well too? And yeah, I think so. Yeah. So for me, anytime I do stipple, bro, honestly, it takes me like 10 times longer. So I would definitely say like if I were to do this piece, bro, it probably would have taken me like a couple hours. Cause stipple, bro, you really want to, it's pixels on pixels, you know? So you're just layering and layering. And since the voltage is so low, you're gonna be able to keep going over that skin as long as you have the right depth with the stipple.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do find that if you do stippling tattoos, they tend to come out a lot lighter than someone who's just using a mag and like blacks and stuff like that. Now, I'm not against it. I did it for a while, but I mean, I wouldn't want my work to come out any differently at this point. And so that's the formula I would give you guys. Again, everything is opinion based and style based and whatever, but I'm assuming you guys are taking Steven's course because you like how he works, and we work pretty similarly and have a similar mind the way things work. So to pull the most from this this course or these calls, I would say, you know, try and have your work within the scope of what we talk about, and if you can avoid that, that's totally fine. We still have advice for everything, like
Yeah.
all the way around, but
Because
really critiquing you is like probably based on mostly black and gray technique and like how we would personally do it.
yeah, at the end of the day, whatever style you do choose to do, black and gray, we can give you very good advice because at the end of the day, any style you do comes down to the same fundamentals.
I just yeah, I want to show you guys another piece that I did the other day just to show you some contrast.
If you see that,
Um,
no, because I'm gonna fucking kill it.
Hey Dan, what needles do you like swear by, bro?
Tiny ones.
um, I use Da Vinci, man. Like I do. I know a lot of people don't mess with them, but like I've just found a rhythm with them. I do out of a box of 20, I probably throw out at least 8 of them, 7 or 8, which
Damn.
I just don't feel like it's that bad because I'm used to like really caring about how my needle flows ink. So there's not many companies that can please me with 15, 16 out of 20. Like I'll probably use around 10 to 12. So yeah, I swear by Da Vinci's. I use 08, 03s, and I use 1207 curve mags. So I use 3-round liners, 08. I use 7 curve mags, 1, 2, or 12. And then if I touch anything bigger, it's a 5-round liner, which gives me really nice brush lines because it's not so sharp. So it already kind of starts off a bit thicker. And then I might pull a 15 mag out to do a background sometimes, but otherwise I really don't. Trying to find this picture for y'all. Here we go. Front, side, back. Damn it. So yeah, this is like all the card, the whole card is negative. The whole top of the car is pretty much negative. All these pieces, they got the negative pieces in them. The roulette table, all that shit's negative. I know it looks a little darker down there, but it's all negative. The top of the city is all negative. You can see the car continues to be all negative at the top, and then the 8-ball, like down here, is a lot of negative smoke at the back, negative rim. Huh? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just be explaining that in more detail. Like when
How
I
many
talk to
pieces
you
of a
guys next,
stencil was that?
just leaving certain spots open so it doesn't get super muddy and shit. So, but yeah, I gotta hop off. I appreciate you guys. It was great talking this week. And next week, try and have a design together for any part of the body that has maybe like 3 items in it would be cool. And then we'll just work on the contrast and having like a harsh contrast to it. That way it's easier tattooed for you guys.
Fire. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you in a minute, Steve.
Oh yeah, sounds good, Brody.
All right, later, man.